And then you got a hard one?
Yeah,
A
and
hard
now
Sudoku?
like in my little Sudoku book, there's all these like dog-eared pages that I need to go back to when I have the mental strength.
Yeah, I play the one on the New York Times app, the Sudoku on there, and the easy's too easy and the medium's a little too hard.
Yes.
And I'm like, God, I can't imagine the hard one. But I also don't have that time, patience, commitment for that.
That's why it's good.
Yeah.
You know, part of it that we talk about often is we have to watch the news for a living. We have to be on social media. And obviously the news is terrible all the time. So I used to like mute it, put on vinyl. That was kind of my pseudo happy thing. I tried sound bathing. Like I still go to therapy and like none of it quite works.
Does it? I know. It's
Obviously, like,
oppressive.
yeah, the world is just shitty, but Sudoku or puzzling, like I can kind of zone out.
Yeah, I've really been getting into fiction.
Ooh.
I have torn through a ton of books this year.
Are you a murder mystery gal?
Yes and no. So right now I'm reading one it's like about the first female detective in India, but it's taking place in like the 50s, so post World War II. So kind of different
Yeah.
murder mystery crime.
I feel like Larisa always has good book
Yeah,
recs.
I largely read fantasy, so like not as, I don't know, scary, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I can't do real life stuff or realish life stuff before I go to bed because I will have nightmares.
Same.
Yeah, but you used to be super into true crime, right?
Yeah, like, but true crime I listen to during the day, not at nighttime, because, and this is not, well, kind of true crime, kind of not, but like I was reading a biography about the Vietnamese War and I was having terrible dreams at night, so I had to stop reading it.
Yes.
And only read it during the daytime. But I read a lot of fantasy novels. Sarah J. Maas is my favorite. I think I've recommended this to you a bunch, but like Court of Thorns and
Yes.
Roses. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes?
I just finished the second one,
You
and
did?
I ordered all 3 of the next
Okay.
books yesterday.
Okay, I found the first one in a little free library, and I felt like it was a major score.
Yes.
It is.
It is. And so she's got 2 other series aside from that, and they are all slightly interconnected. So as you read all 3 of the series, they all kind of like pull from
Like
one another.
Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Yeah, similar, very similar to
So
that.
like I might want to go back and reread.
Yes, yes. And they
Okay,
also,
I'm here for this.
there's another one of her series, Throne of Glass, and there's 2 books in it that people recommend doing a tandem read. So like reading one chapter here, one chapter there, and like, yeah, it's fun.
These haven't been banned yet, have they?
Actually, no, they have. Utah has banned almost all of her books.
Oh my God.
Texas, I'm not sure, and I really just don't care.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a fun fact about Larisa.
Okay, tell me.
She's one of the only people I know, and don't worry, clients, she's still like the most effective, efficient person ever. But she can like listen to podcasts and books while working. I can't do that. Like I would miss all of the content. But her brain, I guess, can do 97 things at once.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
ADHD.
I think it depends on what the podcast is. Like if it's anything that I'm like really intrigued with, I get sucked in and I'm just sitting there listening, not
Right, but
doing
then how
anything.
can you work?
I know, but that's what I was saying. Like, let's say, for example, it was like, I don't know, Jon Stewart or NPR News or New York Times News or something like that. I think I could toggle in and out and not get lost in work and or whatever I was listening to.
You know what? You can listen to podcasts while you do it. Sudoku. Yeah. All roads lead to Sudoku. Yeah.
All right, you ready for your second question?
I'm ready.
What was your first job?
Oh, this is easy. Besides like babysitting, I was employed under the table.
Illegally, child labor.
I was 14, and my cousin had a store called Children's Chapters, which was adorable. It was a children's bookstore, but there used to be like, group readings, and at the time there was a children's festival in Houston, which used to be massive. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
And this is a fun fact, is I had to show up to it dressed as Elmo. Oh, by the way, we're right near the old... I had to be Elmo, and if you've never been a mascot, it is terrible. I must have lost like 80 pounds sweating in that thing. And I didn't really know how to use the register, so I probably lost her a lot of money. But it was really fun, and I was a freshman. All the girls who worked there were seniors, so I felt like totally cool.
Freshman in high school?
High school, yeah.
Okay.
14. Oh, what was yours?
Aside from babysitting, I was a hostess at Texas Roadhouse, which was kind of the worst, kind of the best. They made us do line dancing every night.
Wait, is that the one with the peanuts on the ground?
Yes. And so we had to sweep the peanuts up every single night, and it was awful.
Wait, were you a vegetarian/vegan then yet?
Wasn't a vegetarian or a vegan at that point, but like had always leaned more towards vegetarian, and I'm not gonna lie that looking at that meat all day long kind of probably didn't help.
Right?
Seal my deal.
Yeah, kind of sealed the deal.
What was your first job?
Besides babysitting, I cut grass, shoveled driveways.
Wow.
Midwestern girl.
Right. Things that we don't have to worry about here. Yeah.
Are you currently doing what you studied in college and or where you started your career?
Yes and no. I did not study PR and marketing in college. Larisa knows this, with the exception of some programs, which I think are really great, like Larissa's alma mater, Texas State. I think U of H has a really good program. I actually don't care if someone comes from a PR or marketing background. I think there's so many like adjacent degrees. So mine was psychology. Having said that, besides the children's chapters, I started interning at PR firms when I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So
you got the experience in early.
That's right. And then I had some time working at a nonprofit, and I almost became a therapist at one point. But all roads lead to Sudoku.
I was going to say back to Sudoku.
And PR, social media, marketing. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Larisa?
So like Jenny said, I studied PR at Texas State, graduated, and started doing PR actually immediately here in Houston at Stages for a PR internship.
Okay.
Never thought I was going to be ever in an agency. Wanted to do arts PR forever, but COVID kind of like ruined that for me a bit.
It was just a hard ride.
You know, super burnt out. And then I met Jenny's cousin, and he introduced me to LikeMinds, and I've been agency side ever since, which has been fun.
Here we are.
Yeah.
How long have you been at LikeMinds?
4 years.
I was going to guess 5.
Tomorrow? I don't know.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years this week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this week.
Yeah, this week.
Oh.
I know, time
Cue the
flies.
confetti. Larisa failed to mention this, but when she talks about arts PR, she was at the Alley, and of course, COVID, you can't do performances. So can you imagine the crisis with that? Like, you're having to announce that you don't have a season. Then where does your funding come from? I mean,
it was all
must have been
hands on
nuts.
deck. Like, everyone was doing development stuff on the side of their normal job. So I was doing like a little bit PR, a little bit of development, a lot of social media management, and we had a few little
They did
things happen.
a virtual version of the Christmas
Yes,
play.
we did a virtual version of A Christmas Carol, and I got a ton of national coverage for that.
It was so
Queen.
good. It was so good.
It was so good.
I mean, I was flabbergasted. Like, I was just like, oh my God, can this be like normal?
It sounds like the Alley needs to go back to virtual performances.
But I think it was that you didn't, like, the bar was low,
Yes.
right? And so you were kind of like, okay,
Yes.
I want to support them in this time. And then,
Well, I don't know if you have this being a community space, but like we now struggle. A lot of our clients, did virtual galas, luncheons, or just didn't do fundraisers during that time. And then there was so much virtual events, networking that people were so gassed out. But then also people enjoy being at home. And so it's like you have to have something really compelling to get people out of their house.
yeah.
So it's this just weird
It
push
is
and pull to get people to
so
events.
Weird.
Yeah. Do you have that?
Yes. Yeah. We pulled back hard on events probably in 2023 because we felt that way, that people were just burned out.
Yeah.
They were burned out from virtual. They were burned out from hybrid. And we kind of felt like we needed to refocus. And like, okay, if we're going to do an event, let's do a great event.
Right.
And just like focus on just few, but great. And so we're getting back into that now in 2025.
I think that's the move. Like, there's so much noise. And there's
also,
so much to do in Houston.
And the other thing that I've found that works a lot better is when we collaborate across kind of different niches to really kind of, one, to amplify it better, right? But then also to put kind of different facets in the event.
Right.
So more people can connect to it in a different way. You know, like that intersectionality.
I loved being there for Cup of Joey. That was new for me, because that's normally at the Ion, right?
It is normally at the Ion.
Cup of Joey, move it to Sash.
I know.
You heard it here first.
Right? What's our next question?
Yeah. Tell us how you got to your current role / business.
Oh boy. Okay, I'll try to keep this short. So as I mentioned, I interned at PR firms through high school, through college. I actually didn't graduate college on like a normal path. I came back before second semester junior year. And then I went to work for a nonprofit, realized that I wanted to be back in PR, so did that. Worked at 2 agencies, my second for like 7 years. And unfortunately, as I was in like my 6th year at that agency, the young professional Jewish community was dealing with this terrible epidemic of deaths by suicide. And so kind of this moment that everyone was having during COVID, like, I need to do more meaningful work. I had, you know, in 2016, 2017. And besides communications, people have always said to me, like, you're so easy to open up to. And I thought, I want to be a therapist. So I went to grad school to be a therapist. All in grad school, I had to pay myself. So I took on PR and social media clients. That kind of grew, and I got to the point where I was working like 70-hour weeks.
Oh, and going to grad school?
But with grad school.
Okay. I was like, oh,
yeah. And I also realized that the thread between all my clients is that they valued the work that I was doing, and they were all doing something to make the world a better place, which I think is what I was missing in PR before. And so I'm like, do I become a therapist? What do I do? And I think just like I was being pulled to PR, so I accidentally started an agency, and here we are 7 years later. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Thanks.
I didn't know that about the grad school therapy.
Yeah. I like to think I learned a thing or two from that.
For sure. I mean, I feel like every person who's an entrepreneur needs a little bit of that to manage people.
Yes.
Because that is
That's
hands
right.
down, I think, one of the hardest parts of being an entrepreneur and managing your team. And I know we have had multiple discussions about this over the years of knowing one another.
Yes.
And I feel like having a little bit of therapized background is probably a good thing.
Right. I would actually argue that it is the hardest part, except, maybe things like I want to make sure I have money so I can pay you and provide good benefits.
Right.
But
that's also hard.
Management didn't used to be hard for me, but, going through quiet quitting and the Great Resignation and people just wanting more work-life integration, which is all great stuff, but it, kind of pushes you to try new things with management. I mean, Larisa manages pretty much all of our team.
Everyone but one person now.
I say often that she's my boss, but I know management like started out easy and it gets harder and harder every year.
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
For sure. Who's your dream client?
Ooh, well, fortunately we're working with a lot of our dream clients. I will say one of the clients who we've worked with for 6 years was my dream client, Camp for All, which for sure check them out. It's a barrier-free camp that serves children, adults with all types of illnesses, disabilities, challenges. And I was actually a counselor there in my teens and early 20s. Oh gosh, someone's going the wrong way on Shepherd.
Oh.
I kind of love and hate when that happens. Oh no, they know what they're doing. They're just being an asshole. Sorry, I digress.
You never know what you're going to see out on the street.
That's right. I was a volunteer camp counselor with Camp HOU, which was the camp for kids with HIV and AIDS. So when Camp for All reached out to me, I like freaked the F out. So that was my dream client and still is. It's just a dream come true. I would say now, one of two things. Either something that really aligns with the social issues that we're really passionate about. So perhaps like Planned Parenthood or the Trevor Project or Southern Poverty Law Center. And then also something that has more of a national footprint.
Right.
So we work with a lot of nonprofits that are part of, more national organizational, I don't even know, if we work with one Jewish family service, there may be others around the country. Or we worked with the ERJCC. There are JCCs around the country. And so we'd love to do a little bit more in other markets or with kind of like the national organization.
Even just like regionally.
That's right. That's right. What about you?
I would love to have another client that is, related to pet rescues. That is near and dear to my heart. Or like reproductive justice.
Or things in Portland.
Yeah. Anything in Portland would be great.
Larissa's moving to Portland.
When is that happening? Like officially?
There's some planning to be done still, but we are probably going the week of July 14th. So pretty soon. Here. Yep. It's basically here. Terrifying.
But she's been manifesting this for a really long time.
Yes, I have.
Good.
The Pacific Northwest, every time Larisa has vacation, that's where she goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know what to look for in all your other employees if they start to go repeatedly to the same place.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to call you out.
I will say, I want to provide the best opportunities for the team and whatever makes them the healthiest and happiest. And
Hey, y'all, how you doing?
oh,
How are
hey,
you?
pause.
Hey, started for you.
I can roll this down,
Thank
Larisa.
you.
I know what Larissa's gonna get.
What do you think I'm going to get?
Probably a
On
chai.
me, y'all. I want a purple haze,
Sounds good.
oat milk, CBD.
Oh, what's a purple haze?
Hey,
It's-
nice or hot today?
Ice.
Sounds good.
It's coffee, lavender.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
She was asking what was in the purple haze.
Oh, yeah. The honey lavender's pretty good.
I'll do that too.
I got CBD in it. Do you want
Let's
CBD?
do it.
And anything else for y'all?
Can I get a black sesame matcha latte ice, please?
Sounds good, y'all.
Thank you.
3 drinks. Are you okay with whole milk?
Can I get oat milk in mine, actually?
Oh, is ours
you.
whole milk?
Oat.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Wow,
welcome.
you're too good to
I'm
us.
closing this out.
By the way, in case you missed it, which you probably didn't because we read the news every day, Governor Abbott kiboshed the
know.
THC.
I know. I was so happy for that.
All right, appreciate it.
Just
Good
in
talk.
the
Thank
nick of
you.
time.
Okay, I just want to check this really quick.
Great.
It turned off earlier. We're still going.
Yay.
Back to Larisa and how perfect she is. Yeah, I don't know that it would work well for every team member to live elsewhere, especially with such a time difference.
Yeah, you have to have a certain level of like dedication and commitment.
When she says, like, I'm going to be online at 7, she's going to be online at 7. And if she's not, she's going to tell me, and I'm like, Larisa, I don't care. Like, I didn't even notice if you're online at 7 or 8. But, like, just the integrity, and I know integrity is a word that we use that people are like, oh, what does integrity mean? But, like, Larisa,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you.
integrity.
You're
But
so sweet.
yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Yeah.
We do, I will say, have such a local footprint, and so much of what we do with our clients, yes, is the marketing, but it's also so relationship based that, like, we like to be there with them. But she's built the relationships where, like, camera and computer is totally fine,
Yeah.
and they're all excited for her.
Yeah,
Like,
we
we
didn't
sent
get
this
any-
email thinking, like, how are they going to react? And everyone was just like, we're so jealous. We're so happy for you. Here's a friend I can introduce you to.
It was really sweet. It was really heartwarming, and like they know that I'm still there for them, and that's what matters most. And like I'm still going to be coming back to Houston. So
Yeah. Their reaction speaks to your character.
1,000,000%.
So
1,000,000%.
I think that speaks volumes for you.
thank you.
It's like a recommendation letter, basically.
I just noticed your fuck earring, and I
Let me see.
very
Is
much
it in
love
this one?
No, it's in that one. It may be tough for you to see. One.
I love
I got this tattoo last.
That's good.
I need to get it redone.
Yeah,
I
it's
do-
not great.
Yeah, I want to do it darker.
There's something about red ink. I've like read something, but I'm not sure what it is.
What is it?
Like,
I think it like absorbs more.
does it absorb more or shows up?
Oh my God. Okay. This is crazy. Every time I record the podcast and we come here and we're sitting in the drive-thru, my windshield wipers go off.
That's
Whoa. Is there a ghost here?
I don't freaking know. And it's never raining when it happens.
that is
I
really
Wild,
literally just
unintended.
recorded on Friday and I said the same
Wait,
thing.
so you always come here?
Yeah.
Okay, so Wild, they need to become social members or members of Sesh.
I agree. I love the coffee shop. I come here on Saturdays
Yes.
and it has a drive up, so it fits perfectly with the podcast.
That's right.
And it's not some massive chain. It's
Right.
Yeah.
The other one that would fit well with the podcast, but it's a little further, is Uncle Bean's. Uncle Beano's. You know,
I've heard of
it's
it.
on Houston, but it's also drive-through
Okay.
near 45.
Yeah,
Maybe a
I-
little far.
There was one in the Heights that I did last year, and their driveway was so torn up. It was like off-roading.
Oh,
And I was like, I'm not here for this.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
No
great
thanks.
recording.
no.
So,
It's like half of Houston, though.
That is
That
so
is
weird.
very-
yeah. It's going to show up in, like, at this point, 3 podcasts.
Two?
No, the front one's on auto, so there must be something about, like, the
I wonder
light.
if it's like the shadow.
I don't know. It's got to be something with the sensor for the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
That's
I
my...
feel like this is a potential science experiment.
We could.
I mean, I don't want to be involved.
Oh. So one time I did live in a haunted house.
Oh, good.
And I had ghosts getting in my car.
Oh.
Coffee's ready. How do you know that, though?
Alright, this will be the first purple haze.
Okay, first purple haze.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like straws with this?
No, thank you.
I'm okay. I don't need a straw.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
gorgeous.
That's
Larisa.
beautiful.
Thank you.
you.
All right. Cheers to
Cheers.
Sash and Jimi Hendrix, I suppose. That's good. That is so weird. Wait, so there was a ghost in your car?
And the reason I knew is because at first I thought maybe it was just like an unhoused person getting in my car and like moving the seat and the mirror.
Okay.
And then I know it's so fucking weird.
Oh, look. You want to drive there really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know what- Oh, they have a big pride flag out front, too.
Are they like, is that yarn?
Like, did they crochet the tree?
That's what I want to know. Oh, no, it's a ribbon.
Ew, what is this?
lovely.
It looks
Oh,
like
it's
some
a
type of
fitness
paddle.
place.
Oh, it's Crew Fitness. They're the
Fitness.
like paddle boarding, or not paddle board, but like the row classes.
Okay, we like you, crew. Great
Is
news.
it big ribbons?
Yeah.
Oh, they
They're like the thick ribbons.
yeah.
But I do love the crochet situation.
So we do have someone who's hosting crochet classes at Sesh now.
Oh.
And I wanted to be like, could you crochet the light pole out in front of Sesh?
Yeah.
Just, it's a very New York thing because there's like
Yes.
the people who would run around New York and like crochet mailboxes and trash cans.
I think
and-
that's a totally reasonable request.
So we'll see.
Okay, so back to the ghost in your car.
Yeah, so I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm putting my keys somewhere where it can't just like accidentally unlock my car and somebody's getting in there. And I kept getting freaked out because the mirror was moved and the seat was moved and the car was locked. So I came up with a plan and I got a little cup of salt.
Wait, you're sure that this wasn't like your husband punking you?
It was
Side note, my husband
works right there, right?
Yeah, he works right there. Wow, how funny. That wasn't even planned.
No.
The clock tower.
And so I climbed in the passenger side and I leaned my little cup up against the door of salt because I thought because it was always the driver's seat and the rearview mirror. And I was like, if they open the door, it'll spill the salt everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I'll know it's a person. Mm-hmm. Well, the salt didn't spill, but the stuff still moved.
Maybe someone's coming in through your passenger side door too.
With the doors locked? Like, But I mean, there was other stuff.
But you believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
You do too, right?
Yeah, I believe.
So I feel like you would know.
Yeah, I mean, we had lots of other situations. Like the car thing was like just one small thing going on.
If you believe, I believe.
Okay, since we're on this topic, the best way for you to probably understand why I believe is to listen to this new podcast called The Telepathy Tapes.
Okay.
Ooh.
It'll blow your mind. Like,
Will it freak me out?
It might.
Okay.
But to me, it made like the whole entire world make sense.
Woo.
So that like psi capabilities like telepathy and religion can coexist and they can all be real.
Okay.
Right?
The telepathy tapes. Great. Adding to my list.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's get back to the show at
right.
hand, right?
Yeah. If I can wave a magic wand and solve one problem in your work, what am I solving?
At work?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
If you want to answer life too.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say if it's life, it'd be like people actually being nice to each other and remembering that humans are humans.
Yes.
But at work, I would say, perhaps it's a little too honest, but there is this kind of chronic agency issue of the work that we do is time for money. And so we get new clients. We need more people. We get more people. We need more clients. So I think it's that, figuring out how to balance those things, make more money, pay everyone more, pay myself more, offer better benefits.
Yeah.
And I'm
like the
just
chicken
not
and the
much
egg.
of an AI person. Like I'm okay with us using it a little bit, but you know, people like my dad have said like, why don't you just automate everything? And I'm like, that's just
We're too small of an agency and it wouldn't be personal enough, and our clients
Exactly.
are used to that.
I was gonna say you can. I use AI with Sesh. I have a couple AI agents that I've built, but it's to do like the tedious button clicking that we were doing before, which people couldn't remember, and so we would just mess everything up. And so now, like, it's just an AI agent who does the click.
I'd be interested in learning more about that. But like I've tried to, you know, I've tested out drafting a press release and I rewrote the whole thing.
Right.
Right? Like the nuance isn't there. Now, I will say we do a written interview as the second part of our interview process. And we've asked folks like to not use ChatGPT because we want to get to know their brains, and writing used to be a prerequisite that like you were an excellent writer, and now people are graduating school just not always great writers. And Larisa like has the magic touch that she'll put their written responses into ChatGPT, and half the time she's like, oh, yeah, this was all ChatGPT.
I mean, yeah, I can suss it out. Like, there's a way ChatGPT writes versus like a real human.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I have any suspicion, I immediately go and like check. And unfortunately, I'm always right. Really sucks.
What is it? What are you looking for?
It's the verbiage. Like, I'm not saying you can't use an M dash. I certainly use M dashes, but ChatGPT uses M dashes and everything. And it's also just like, it feels robotic. Like,
Yeah.
I was
it
gonna say
feels
there's
very
something
robotic.
about the cadence.
Yeah, it's not like how a normal person would write a press release. It's not how someone would normally write a pitch.
Yeah.
Or like, if they write a pitch, it's like 5 paragraphs long, and that's not what a pitch normally is. But if you do it for ChatGPT, it does make like 5 paragraph long pitches. So it's like,
Which when we say pitch, we don't mean sales pitch. We mean like sharing story ideas with media. I have noticed in some of our softwares though that it's like, do you want us to draft a caption for your social media post? And I also haven't had a lot of success with that, but who knows? Some of those things may be
I think it
helpful.
is sometimes better for social, just not as much for PR.
Right. But I feel like people hire us for our creative brains.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess we won't use AI for now, but maybe to automate a few things.
Yeah. You hear that? We're not using AI to do everything.
Name one of your core values, whether for you or your business, and why.
One of our core, we have 5 main core values.
Business.
Yes. And we actually just did this core value session with Nathan for personal. I would say one of my favorite for the business is listening with intention. Actually, no. Well, that is a good one, but I also like always having a stretchy growth mindset, excuse me, and being solutions focused. So like, yes, we can bitch, we can get irritated, but at some point it's like, okay, how do we solve the problem?
Right.
And how do we solve the problem without always turning to the same people to solve the problem? Like, how can we empower ourselves and others that actually you can solve this problem? You don't need to ask for permission. Maybe you run it by someone, but you may know the answer already and you just don't think you do. Thoughts, feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I would say those are probably my two favorite too, being like solution oriented and like growth mind oriented. The solution one is one that I feel like we've run into somewhat often. It's just a lot of more about like coaching people and like making sure that they have the resources and making them feel like they do have the resources.
And I feel like sometimes it's in this new age that we live in, right? We live in the age of information. And I think because everything's just a click away, or you go to the grocery store and there's an entire aisle dedicated to just cereal, right?
Right.
I feel that maybe people have a lack of confidence and are overwhelmed with the amount of information that's there.
Decision fatigue.
Yeah, and because they didn't grow up in the age of card catalogs where I've got to go and like look in the card catalog to find a book about the topic I need, and then I got to go find the book, and then I got to read it. It kind of forced you to dig for information a little bit more so at a younger age, right? Because everything we learned was Encyclopedia Britannica.
Right.
And, like, so I think there's a lack of life experience in how to suss out what's the good information versus the bad, but then also to your point, there's decision fatigue because it's like it's almost too much. Our brains are not built to process all of this all the time.
Right. And I think some of it is recognizing that you may sometimes have to have hard conversations or like go with an unpopular opinion. So we'll have clients all the time that are like, can you post X, Y, and Z? Or can you do a press release on X, Y, and Z? And, you know, the easy thing to do is just, yes, sure, you asked, we'll do it. And often we're having to reframe it and say to our clients, like, sure, we can do it, but here's why it's not going to be effective, or here's why it doesn't reach our goals, or it's actually going to take away from this strategic initiative that we all agreed would be really effective.
Yeah.
But it's scary sometimes to have those conversations.
Well, it's interesting. I hired a HubSpot consultant, Danny.
Oh, yeah. We love Danny.
Yeah, and we were going through the back end of our HubSpot, and it was a shit show. It was a freaking nightmare. And like in the sense of like there were 5 different labels for phone numbers, and it's like, okay, why and where do they all come from, and like cleaning that up. And then there was one, I can't even remember what the label was on the thing, and I was like, okay, I want to say this, but I'm afraid if I say it, I'm not gonna be like, what's the word? And he was like, look, this is a safe space. And he was like, sometimes words are hard, and sometimes you just have to say it in the way to get the idea out there.
Right.
And know that I'm not going to judge you because you're trying to work through it.
Right. Take the kitty gloves off.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, thank you. And I was like, you're kind of one of the first people to say that. I said, because I feel like I have to be so politically correct all of the time. And I said, sometimes it's really hard when you're trying to work through an idea as the idea is forming, you know? And he was like, yeah, people need to feel that the space that they're sharing and communicating through is safe. and that they might have to say hard things, or they might say something dumb, or it might irritate the other person, but they're not doing it with the intention of irritating it.
That's right.
And I was just like, wow, thank you.
I love that. Side note, cleaning up, adding to a contact list, a database is like nearly impossible. It's a full-time job. Like whenever I used to hear about nonprofits that literally that was a role, like cleaning up Razor's Edge or, you know, keeping the database up to date, I'm like, how is that a job? No, it's a job. Truly.
Yeah.
Fast forward 18 months, what have you achieved?
Oh, wow. Fast forward 18 months, what have I achieved? That is a really hard but good question. I would say being in more of a routine that is not led by my children, but by myself. I still have not quite figured out how to like do all of the things in life in a like your daily regiment, you know, like waking up, working out, washing my face, then going to work, making lunch, taking the kids to school, going to work, doing work after work, having alone time, and, you know, also having time with my husband. So I'd really like to figure out just like that daily routine. Hopefully in 18 months, I will not just have figured out, but like it will be my routine.
How old is your youngest one?
2, and my oldest is 5, and he would say 5 3/4, but he's not quite there yet.
That is
I know.
Yeah, but I feel like once you hit that like 3-4 threshold with the youngest one, they're going to be a little bit more independent.
That's the hope.
You might get there.
Yes.
In 18 months.
And I'd like to get there without screen time.
Ugh.
I know. Yeah. Talk about like having any attention at all when we just like give our kids screens all the time. I know that I'm destroying and rotting my kids' brains. But at least they'll be nice people. From a business perspective, 18 months from now,
it's going to go by quickly.
it will. And I will say, like, most importantly is just retaining clients and or making sure we have a steady stream of clients, because it's always been my priority that, like, whether it's COVID, whether it's Hurricane Beryl, whether it's, this political environment, and God knows what's going to happen with a war, or just the economy, because all of it, like,
it all feels up in the air.
Exactly.
Right
and so just like continuing to make payroll and ensure that, our team is employed and generally as happy and healthy as they can be in this fucked up world. And then in 18 months, I would say, gosh, I'm hoping we're in a place where we are operating in other markets with real authority. So like we are in some other markets here and there, but like the Pacific Northwest or, we've done things very randomly in like Nashville and Las Vegas, but I would love to do more across Texas. Even I've always thought it'd be cool to do like Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
Yeah. Let's manifest it.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone have friends in those places that need PR, social media, email marketing?
There you go.
My way. What about you?
I mean, yeah, more business, like client retention is going to be, it's always top priority for me, but like especially now with how effed up everything is. Definitely want some new clients, hopefully in the Pacific Northwest, like you mentioned, and then like personally, hopefully we have our first child.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll see, but it'll be an exciting 18 months.
Just be open to all of it.
That's right.
Just be open. Don't pressure cook yourself.
Absolutely. And to all of the boomer Jewish and probably not Jewish moms out there, don't ask people like Larisa when they're going to have a baby.
It's actually, people have stopped asking because I started telling them, like, every time you ask, we had 6 months to the timeline, and they didn't like that answer.
That's amazing.
I just tell people, get out of my ovaries.
Yes. Government, let's start with you.
Story. Someone randomly one time at a wedding offered my husband and I $10,000 to have another baby.
Your own baby or to be a surrogate?
To have my own, like, second child.
Maybe if they offered $1 million.
I was like,
that covers a hospital bill, maybe.
Exactly.
I was like, $10,000 is not enough.
No, obviously you don't have a child if that's what you're offering.
I mean, I don't have one, and I know that doesn't cover anything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
why. I was like, okay.
Well, it's like our government now is saying, like, oh, we'll pay you $5,000 for every child you have. I'm like, or better maternity leave, or
Child care.
Right. Any of those things.
Anything would be better than that. All right, your turn to ask Maggie one question.
Oh, what's it going to be? Maggie. Okay, what has been the biggest surprise since you founded and have led Sesh?
I think the biggest surprise has been the more I lean into my intuition and that, like, gut feeling, the more accurate I become in doing that.
I feel that so much.
You know,
Yeah.
like, where there's that, like, little, like, voice in my head where it says something and I'm like, oh, just shut up for right now. Just not right now. And if I had just listened to that little nagging voice a little bit sooner and then getting better at listening to it sooner, I can make decisions faster and things don't end up being so, like, long and drawn out and painful and whatever, you know.
I will say, I don't know if you have this, but something that's a little bit scary about doing things based on intuition, I do feel like that is a lot of how I've been successful at LikeMinds. And when you employ a team, it's got to be really scary for, you know, when you talk about, like, what's our future? How are we going to get out of this economic landscape? For me to be like, I don't know, I'm going to figure it out. And that really is so much of what it is. Or, like, even when I'm out and about and people say, like, what's your exit strategy? Or, you know, what comes next? I'm like, well, first of all, I don't think there is a next right now. Like, I don't see any of that next. You know, but then I think sometimes it seems foolish that, like, I don't necessarily have the business plan drawn out. It's kind of like I'm responding to what's needed in the times and to where our creativity takes us and to, like, where our talent is talented and interested.
And I also, like, part of me wonders, why isn't it just okay to build a business and just have a good business and not aspire for an exit or a buyout or unicorn status? Why not just be like, you know, the people who run dry cleaning shops and they're really good at dry cleaning and that's how they make their money for like 30 or 40 years. Nobody ever pushes them to go and franchise themselves.
Right.
Can we just maybe normalize just being really good at what you do and being satiated and being really good at what you do?
Yes.
No,
I'm with you. Yeah. I also would say, this is a gross generalization, but so many of the businesses that I know that cared so much about growth and, like, opening up more locations or merging, acquiring, being acquired, like, there wasn't, it just didn't go well.
I think you get watered down in doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not here for being watered down.
No. With you. Are those the questions?
Yeah.
Wait, there's more.
Oh.
No, this or that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So wait, how does this work?
Yeah. How does this work? What do I do?
Okay, you're giving her kind of like you said it, or maybe that was you.
Like Sudoku or puzzles.
Right. Well, or mansplaining or womansplaining, and you have to, like, pick one or the other.
Yeah, okay.
Or, I mean, I guess you could pick both, but then you got to tell us why you're picking both.
Sure.
So. Actually, can we start with that one? Womansplaining or mansplaining?
Oh, gosh. Neither?
That's not an option.
I don't know if this is, like, anti-feminist, but I would say mansplaining because, like, I expect it.
Right.
You know, whereas with womansplaining, it's like, why do you think you're more deserving of this expertise or that I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Whereas like so many men just like, that's their automatic, you know.
Let me teach you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Crafting an email for a client or drafting a press release for a client?
Oh, press release.
Okay.
I could do that in my sleep.
Social.
I think sometimes I probably do that in my sleep.
You probably do.
Yeah.
I come up with business solutions in my sleep.
Yes. Or just before sleep and then I don't sleep.
Yeah.
Attending a gala or attending a luncheon?
I would say luncheon. They're a bit more casual and I don't have to like pick between family and work. And sometimes I learn things, whereas luncheons are normally just like party vibes.
Galas, you mean?
Exactly, thank you.
Yeah, I kind of also feel like the luncheons you get more networking in.
That's
I feel like people come in a little bit more open to that, whereas the galas, they like just sit at their tables and don't do anything.
That's right.
They're there
With
for the
you.
picture.
And then we're there to share the pictures with media after the fact.
A fish concert in Vegas or a
Ooh.
family trip to Colorado?
Ooh, that's really hard. I would say family trip in Colorado, but ideally it also aligns with fish.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, which sometimes it does.
I don't know why this is so hard.
I don't either.
Coming in at noon and working until 8 or coming in at 6 and working until 2 p.m.
Well, if I could figure out this routine thing,
It wouldn't matter.
I would say 6.
Okay.
My brain works better like noon to 8, but the reality of the situation is then I would never see my children. So I guess 6 to 2. Actually, I would really say like 6 to 5.
I love working in the morning when no one else is awake. Because
Yeah.
That's what I do.
uninterrupted time.
That's how I feel about holidays. Like, you guys take, 4th of July or what, Columbus Day isn't Columbus Day anymore.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Thank you, Indigenous Peoples Day, and I will get a ton done. Same thing, no one ever works in the office Friday. I love it. I love it. I mean, I love you guys, but being alone, and I'm more of the interrupter. Like, I interrupt other people's flow, and so it's also like, I can not do that and not distract them.
I hear you. All right. Here we are. All the way back at Sesh.
Yay. We love you. Thanks for my
Maggie.
coffee. That was an unexpected gift.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I mean, I feel like we have to have a destination.
Yeah.
You know?
Trying to think what other destinations there can be.